Sir, baby, on the radar. Yo, calling in from the West Coast. My guy, Feefa is here with me. What
Hey,
up, bro?
what's good? What's good? Shout out NYC. What's up?
Yo,
East
man,
Coast.
I'm so excited to have you here today. Yo, Sacrificio is out now. Drop May 7th, but we here now. We here to talk about the project. You've been a busy
Yep.
man during this whole pandemic, but first and foremost, I like to check in with people at the beginning of these Zoom interviews because I want to see how you've been over this past year. How has this past year of the world being shut down been for you through your mental health and your music and all of that?
It was a wake up call.
Mm.
It was a reality check for myself, and I think for everybody else around us. I think we took a lot for granted. Everything I took for granted kind of like stood out for me the most, which was like family time and health and just certain habits that I was building within the process that now I was able to focus on during this pandemic. I was able to focus on certain habits that weren't working for me, or certain stuff that wasn't working for me. I was able to focus on that and strengthen them. You feel me? Make them better and just pretty much that, man. Just help me kind of realign myself and kind of press that reset button and think of how I could approach these next 10 to 20 years in life in general. You get me?
Right. And you also had COVID back in August, too.
Yeah, I caught that shit in August, man. Can I cuss? My bad. I don't know if I
Yeah, you
cuss,
could
but I
curse. You
caught it.
could
Yeah,
curse. Yeah.
my bad. Yeah, I caught it in like early August, man. The funniest way I caught it, the homie didn't know he had it.
Oh,
We're in
man.
the car about to we're looking at material and stuff. We're in the whip. I'm about to blaze one, you feel me? And the homie's like, bro, you smoking some booth. I can't smell what you smoking, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, what, bro? This is some gas. I was like, soon as like you can smell it out the container. I let him smell it. He's like, nah, bro, I don't smell anything. That's just weak. And I was like, no. I was like, bro, smell it again. He was like, no. He's like, bro, I think I got COVID. I'm like, damn, if you got it, I got it. We've been in the car for 10, 15 minutes, bro. I was like, I for sure got it. But
Oh,
yeah, I
no.
had it. Is one of the worst experiences I dealt with. But we pulled through. We definitely pulled through and just, just been on it. Just been on vitamins, been on the teas, been on the ginger stuff, healthier foods and stuff. So that's been helping myself. But
That's
crazy.
Hey, as long as you're feeling good, man. But we got a bunch of new projects out right now, and I wanted to get like a little history about yourself. For the people, you're Salvadorian American, right?
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Tell me about how you kind of like grew up and where you grew up and how you kind of got into the music stuff.
We grew up. I grew up out here in like South Central LA. South Central. I moved from South Central to Mid City, South Central, Mid City a lot, and the upbringing was kind of different. You get me? It was a lot of the LA shit's a lot of like the gang cultures. It was real. It was really out here, like in the '90s. Growing up in the '90s, it was out here. It was in every corner. It was in different hoods, and I for some reason I navigated through it well. You feel me? I had friends who did it, but I didn't see myself doing that. I always saw myself doing something bigger. And props to my mom. She always kept me humble. She always reminded me of where we came from. She always showed me, mira, hijo, los niños de Santana no tienen zapatos, no tienen comida. You feel me? Over here taking this for granted. Like, we're lucky we have this. And I was like, damn. And when I was little, I'd be like, what does that have to do with me? And as I got older, I realized it has everything to do with me. You feel me? And pretty much shout out to mom. She kept me in the roots. You feel me? And as far as music, I was always a fan of music, bro. It's just I was just a fan of music, and the more I met people who was in music, like in high school, we would just freestyle, clown on each other. You feel me? We just joke around, throw each other a bar, and be funny with it. Like just be funny. And then I started meeting producers from high school, and then I would just get in the studio and just watch how they was doing it. Then just came around other homies who started rapping. They threw me in the booth one day, and I don't know what I did that day, but shit, they liked it. They was like, yo, you got a voice, you got something, like you got something in there, bro. Like, we ain't finna bullshit you, and etc. And then the way I learned was just the homie was like, look, I'm gonna teach you this once and once only. He was like, it's up to you to take it on from here. I'm gonna teach you how to record once. I ain't finna record you, but I'm gonna teach you how to do it. And it's up to you to learn how to do it. And I remember that night I stayed up till like from like 11 p.m. to like 8 a.m. Not only recorded a verse, but I was in there just learning how to work the Pro Tools and all that. But after that, I just fell in love with the process, bro. I just loved that I was able to, all the sounds and stuff I was hearing in my head, I was able to put it in reality and make it sound like something, you feel me? So that's pretty much how I got into it. Just being around it. You feel me?
And then the rest is history. And then I know you really kind of started taking it seriously in 2017. Was there like, because you said that you loved it, but at that point, did you want to take it seriously, or was that just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna play around with it and whatnot, and then we'll see what happens?
No, I was still involved with like a lot of soccer activities. I grew up playing soccer since I was 4, so I grew up playing street ball. I grew up playing all that. You get me? And around that time, I was already like, I was kind of losing my love for soccer. And it was built, so it was like my love for soccer was up here, and then the music stuff was kind of like, you get me?
It was rising.
And it eventually grew. So yeah, it was rising. So by like I can't tell you the exact year, but I know I would say like 2011. That's when I started writing, getting into studios, and then I took about 5-6 years of just learning. I just wanted to learn. I wasn't so in a rush to put something out. I was like, I don't want to put something out that's not gonna feel like me. You feel me? I was like, I gotta find my sound. I feel like I need more. And it took me about 6 to 7 years to really get to that record, Envidia. And that was my first song that I actually released, and people was fucking with it. But it took me about 6-7 years for me to like really mold myself into the artist that I am now, where I felt like, all right, this is my ID, this is my identification. You feel me? It's like around that time, everybody was sounding like everybody, and I was like, yo, I don't want to fall into that. I want to be me. You feel me? So it took some time to get there, but around 2017, it was around the time that I felt, not that I felt that I was ready, but I felt like my music sounded like myself. Like when you heard that song, it would be like, yo, this sound, who is this? Like this, I gotta know where this sound came from, and how the fuck he's coming up with this.
And then on top of that, you're like balancing, the like being part of the Latin American community in the sense of music and singing and rapping in Spanish, but then also, kind of also being a part of the hip hop community and rapping and singing in English. How do you balance that? Because obviously, on some projects, there's obviously a little bit more Spanish than English, and even in the title of the names. But how do you try to balance that to make sure that, you're able to appeal to, the Latin American community, but also appeal to like the American community as well?
The way I do it, the way I got to that was just a lot of brainstorming. I was thinking of like, for example, when I started making music, my parents were they were like, oh, hip hop is not for you. No, it's not para Latinos. You get me? Like, there's no space for you. Like, we don't see it. And I was like, all right, how can I grew up off of salsa, I grew up off merengue, I grew up off these old school classic Spanish records, but I also grew up listening to Dre and Snoop and Eminem and 50 and the Tupacs and all that. So I was a fan of both. So I was like, how can I make the older heads fans of hip hop? You get me? So that's when I started using a lot of the Latin flavor from before and bringing it to the stuff that I like. You get me? Mixed it all up. And then everything else just gravitates, it's just, you end up attracting it. Like, as far as the bilingual stuff, I was writing all English at one point, and then I kept having mind blocks, and I was like, yo, I want to use certain pockets and certain cadences. I can't do it with the English, with English. I was like, so the homies would always hear me fuck around in Spanish and rap in Spanish. They were like, yo, try it in Spanish. So I slowly started throwing some Spanish in there. And then now it just flows natural. Like, my first flow naturally will come out in Spanish because of the pockets. The way I want to write a beat is just the way the language is. You feel me? So that's kind of how I do it. I just go based off like what the beat tells me and how I feel and what cadences I want to use.
Right. So for you, it's just kind of, it's like, it's you make sure that you do enough, but like you also kind of let it be natural.
Yeah, I let it be natural. Like, there's some, I be saying some reckless stuff, and then these will be like, bro, you really gonna say? I'm like, hey, look, if it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out. Like, I don't want to overthink it. You feel me?
Right. No, 1,000%. Well, okay. So this year we're doing something special with you. You're releasing a project every quarter, and it started with Animo at the beginning of the year, and now we're at Sacrificio. With these projects and you dropping them every quarter, is there like a bigger overarching story that you're trying to tell? Like, what was kind of like the process of you deciding that you want to, drop the 4 projects in 1 year?
Well, the pandemic, we went a whole year without being able to move and release anything. And you know, within that time, like I said, I found out different parts of myself that you know I wanted to share with the world and with fans. And the first one, the first project is called Animo, which is like cheer up. You feel me? We just came out of a pandemic, so it's like we gotta find that animo. Usually when you tell somebody animo, it's like animo, like get it going, like come on, wake up. It's like a wake up. You get me? So animo is like a wake up call. It's just like, yo, wake up. I'm still here. We're still pushing. And then Sacrificio was more of like, you know, I sacrificed, you feel me, family time, fun moments, a lot of stuff just to get this done and show y'all that I could do this. And then we have another, the third series coming out. That one's gonna be called Éxito, and that's like, you feel me, you get from Animo to Sacrificio, and then you get to the line that you want.
And then the fourth project will be like after that line.
Yeah, it might be like an after party. It might be something like that. Like I'll figure out what that fourth one would be, but we have the third one damn near in the process already.
And I love that. And so, you know, with these projects, you also got like a lot of dope people on it. You know, obviously my guy Cypress was on the first project, and then of course G Perico was on the Penthouse joint, which also was super dope. When it comes to like picking who you want to work with, you know what I'm saying? Is it just like a natural situation, or how does that kind of work out with you?
Yeah, I would say I don't like to force relationships. I don't like to force music on people. I like to make it happen natural. And I'm one of those believers that, you know, the universe is gonna bring the right people around you. You feel me? So when I do feel that, you know, I just run with that instinct. Perico reached out, we tapped in. He was like, "Hey man, let's get some Spanish. Send me some records." The good thing about me is I'm a workaholic, so I already had 5 West Coast type records with the verse, a hook, and a verse with an open verse. So I sent him like 5 records, and out of all of them, he picked that one. He was like, "Yo, this shit crazy." But it was natural. We hung out, we go grab food, we be chilling, we talk here and there. But there's really no secret to it. We just gotta be on the same page, same vibration type stuff.
Right. No, 1,000%. And when it comes to, you know, other artists that you've worked with, obviously, you know, Kalan.FRFR is on there too. What's your connection with him? Have you got into like, cause I know y'all were on a record together a couple of times. When did you meet him? How did that relationship kind of begin? Because he's been on the show like twice already. You know what I'm saying? I actually had him on back in December, and then he didn't tell me that he was gonna get signed to Rock Nation. So we had to double back a few months later.
He's a smart kid, man. That kid he's doing amazing things, man. I've been watching him. The way it happened was the producer Papa. He's produced a lot of records for Kalan before, so he reached out. He's like, "Yo, let's get some Spanish shit cracking." I just send him some records. I just record when they do that. I just record them, boom, send them out. Like, bro, roll with it, whatever you think is dope. He's like, "Yo, Kalan just heard this. He has to be hop on it." I was like, "What? Run it." After that, I met him. You know, we had a show. We've bump into each other here and there, so it's always love. It's a certain respect that we have for each other, because I feel like we don't really step on each other's toes, like, as far as like music. We don't see each other as competition. It's more of like, you get me? I'm glad to see him up there. You feel me? It feels good. I was like, I'm a big fan of his music, you know, and all that. So, you know, that was just a blessing. Shout out to Papa for that. Papa, Salas, and DJ Head. They made that happen.
No, that's fire. You know, I've also seen you open up for a lot of dope people, and one of them, of course, being Nipsey. And you know, when I've had people on the show who have known Nipsey, who have opened up for them, I always gotta ask, do you have like your own Nip story? Because I feel like, you know, like in New York, everybody got like a Pop Smoke story, everybody got like a DMX story. But do you have your own Nip story?
Nah, not really. I didn't really get to meet him, man. That boy had security like a mother, man. He had.
That's a story though. Like, that's a story. Hey, yo, that's a story though.
Okay. So this is. I'm gonna say it like this. I was a little upset at that. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I was a little upset because I felt like
you wanted to meet him.
I wanted to meet him. You feel me? But he was so tied up with security, like. Bro, it was insane. Like it was just crazy. But the energy felt it. Not, I don't want to say the energy felt weird, but there was something there that wasn't for me. You feel me? Like what didn't really like make me want to force it. Where I was just like, damn, I want to go up to him and be like, yo, what's up? But then I was like, nah, I'm cool. Ty Dolla, for example, he was in the back. He said what's up to me. He said what's up to my brother. He said what's up to my cousin. He said what's up to everybody. He was very real genuine. You feel me?
Right.
Nipsey just had a certain look and a certain vibe It was very, very intense, bro.
Maybe it was
Like
just like a bad night for him. Maybe he was just having a bad night.
it could have been you know, removed everybody from the stage. We're like, man, we're fans, bro. We trying to see you in the back. And he, you know, cleared everybody, had to get out the stage, and we had to see him from afar. But I did wish I would have met him. I know a lot of people who were around him. A lot of people who were around him, like a lot, like homies that you know we put in work with, and we still keep in touch to this day. But I never got to meet him. But that's pretty much my story. Was just like, yo, that boy has security. I couldn't do nothing, man. Like he has
My
security.
man was packed out.
And that's when I already knew. I was like, man, I was kind of telling the homies, I was like, yo, this is kind of sketchy. I was like, we're at a time done event. Like we're fighting for it. You get me? It was one of those NYC Justice League events. And I was like, oh, this is like the last place you would want tight security like this. You feel me?
You never
like,
be known. New York be crazy sometimes.
Nah, it was in LA. It was
okay. I thought when you said Justice League, I thought you meant like New York.
Nah, the movement is
it's from New York. Yeah.
It's Carmen Perez and Jay Jordan. They run that, and you get me. They had Ty Dolla perform a bunch of great acts and stuff, and they had me open up with Jackie Cruz, and then yeah, but it was cool, man. It was a cool vibe, but yeah, it was just one of those stories where I was like, man, I wish I would have met him, man. I would have got him on some Spanish shit. The whole city would have loved it. You get me? Like,
yeah,
it would have been like I would love to give him like a worldwide record, like, bro. Like if I had that talk with him and be like, look, man, the local stuff is cool, but like, Nip, you got a certain look, and I could probably help you make shit global. You bring Roddy Ricch and bring whatever, like we can make this shit bigger than what it is, as far as like really show LA that really show the world that LA is not really about gang culture as much as people praise it to be. Like it's deeper than that. You feel me?
Okay, so since we there, I was gonna ask you, how do you feel like, with LA now and where y'all at? What is your, like, elaborate on that last thing you said, because now I'm interested in what you have to say about that.
It's a lot of street politics. Too many politics in LA. You can't. My thing with LA is like, don't bring street politics into the business.
Right.
That's my main thing. You could be a blood, you could be a crib, but keep that shit at home. Keep that shit in the hood. Cause at the end of the day, we gotta make money, and we're all heading towards the same thing. Everybody's trying to get out the hood and feed their family. So it's like it'll make it easier if we all just leave all that shit outside the building and get to it and think about the bigger picture. And I feel like a lot of that gets in the way with a lot of LA artists. You feel me? A lot. We get caught up in the fuck you West Side this and the and the red flag here and the blue flag there. And it's like you're limiting yourself. We can't go too far with that. You feel me? We can't go too far. So that's why I've taken it. I've taken my music kind of away from that. I'm gonna still give you all that trap sound, but I'm gonna make it more party, a little more fun, a little cleaner. You feel me? Just because I'm thinking about a bigger audience, not just the hood.
Right. No, 1,000%. So how do you want to move differently than other people, or how are you already moving differently than other people to kind of, avoid those type of certain politics that artists have to deal with over there in LA?
Just knowing branding. You got to know your brand. You got to know what your brand stands for and what you want to surround your brand with. You get me? I'm fortunate enough to meet great people that work for Adidas. You get me? People who have worked for LAFC, which is our soccer team. You get me?
Right.
Warehouse Shoe Sale, Shoe Palace. Like these companies have like a family oriented fan base.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a vibe. You get me? It's more of like we have kids. I have a kid. I have a 6-year-old, so I can't take my kids to a motherfucking club. You feel me? Like that's not where I want to be at. You get me?
Right.
So it's like it's just staying out that way. And some of Nip's people actually reached out to me, and the main advice they gave me was just like, stay out the clubs. That's gonna take value away from you. If you're too accessible, that's not good. You want to stay with. We love what you're doing. Keep the big companies. Make sure that you brand with the right people, but just stay away from like toxic shit. Pretty much, you get me?
Yeah, 1,000%. Nah, that's great that you're moving like that. So, and also, I wanted to ask you about the merch. So the hoodie you got on right now is part of your line, which I love it. how do we say it correctly? LA Latinos or
No,
how? LA Tinos. My bad. LA
Yeah, LA
Tinos.
Tinos.
I love it, but it's so dope. Tell me about the merch and the clothes and everything else along those lines that you're working on right now.
Man, thank you. Yeah, so LA Tinos was just I was trying to create a movement for Latinos out here in LA, like but mostly for the creatives. Like we deal with certain limitations in our culture, the Hispanic culture, where just like even before I started making music, they, you know, my parents would advise me like, no, go get a job and keep it simple, keep it safe,
Yeah.
keep it safe. Don't do that. That's too risky. No.
Yeah. 1000%.
And my main reason for doing something like this is like, for example, like yourself, you feel me? You have a job that in a Latino home, they'll be like, "Eso no es trabajo. That's not a real job. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be working hard, breaking tables."
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like,
what are you doing?
like,
tweeting out on Twitter for to get paid?
Exactly.
What do you mean you post on Instagram and get paid? Like that don't make no sense.
Yeah, my bad. I had a phone call.
You
What's
good?
it called? Yeah. So that's something that stayed in my head, and I met a bunch of people who are creatives, who want to start shooting videos, who want to start photography, or want to start a podcast, but they don't know how. They don't know how to find that confidence, you feel me, or where to find it. And unfortunately in LA, we don't really have that foundation or somebody who could provide that for us. So I took it upon my hands, and I was like, you know what, let's create this movement that's called LA Tinos. It's not forget Mexican, forget Salvadorian, forget Cuban, Puerto Rico. No, this is a Latino culture that we've created in LA. And you know, we bring everything. We bring skateboarding, videography, graphic designs, music, producers, engineers. You know, whatever kind of job you want to do that to the Hispanic culture, it seems like it's not a job. We're here to provide that. You get me? So that's pretty much what it is. It's a movement, and the clothing stuff is extra. I skateboarded for about 5-6 years, so it's like I love the urban feel. I love the hoodie feel. I love the shorts and the socks. And you know, why not rep your own stuff? But that's kind of where it came from, man. I was just, yeah. So that's pretty much where we got it from.
So what else you got in store for this year? You know, obviously we got the music, we got the merch, we got the clothes. What else do you have planned for the rest of 2021?
Hopefully start up my Latino soccer academy again, because the damn pandemic. I had about 18 kids signed up, and then I lost them.
Oh damn!
I lost all of them. You know, so my brother's a huge piece of this movement. Also, you get me? It's me and my brother. Shout out to my brother David. He helps me a lot with the brand, and he's taking care of mostly like the soccer stuff. He's building the camp again and all, but for sure, Latino Soccer Academy. For sure, hopefully we get a Latinos weed strain real quick soon.
I love
I want to start hosting my own shows. You feel me? And mostly just combine the soccer culture and the music stuff in LA a little bit more, like kind of glue it a little bit more, and just, you know, just staying out the way, man. Staying out the staying away from politics, man. That shit whack.
Nah, facts. Well, look, I appreciate you being here with me today. This was a great interview, very insightful, and I'm excited for everything else that you have on the way.
Yeah.
So the next project, people can expect it in like what, August, September-ish?
Yeah, I'll say August, September-ish. We'll see if they keep supporting. They got to keep pushing Sacrificio. y'all got to motivate me and keep pushing, get them numbers up. There's a couple of songs. We will be dropping more videos within the month of June and July. We finna flood them with videos and dope content. You feel me? Comedy, all that stuff. So within, you know, give myself some time to enjoy this project, and let's just say the other tape is at 80% done already. So they ain't got to worry about it. That shit will be done in like the next 2-3 weeks. We're remodeling the studio, so it should be ready.
Well, this is all very, very exciting. You know, like I said, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. I look forward to when I can finally come out to LA and meet you and everybody else.
Man. We'll have the pupusas ready for you, my boy. You feel me? I'll take you to the spots.
See, my favorite thing is like you saying we got the pupusas ready for me, right? Kalan was like, yo, I'm gonna take you to the strip club and the best ticket spot. Like, I love the duality. I love the duality and all my people from LA who I've linked up with. I ain't gonna hold you. That's kind of, it's incredible.
We'll go to an LAFC game and then we'll get some pupusas after that.
Oh man, this shit sounds lit. I'm gonna hold you to that. That sounds like a good ass
I
time.
got you, bro. Hell yeah, it's fun, bro. It's real fun. We go get some pupus house before the game, and then we Uber to the game. We get a couple drinks, and then whatever happens after that happens. I ain't finna say too much, but you get me. We might have to link up with Kalan after that shit.
Nah, that sounds like a vibe. Well, look, thank you again so much for being here. Let the people know where they could follow you at. Anything else that they gotta know, now's the time to go ahead and plug that in there.
Man, all right, y'all can follow me on IG and all the platforms. That's Feefa official. YouTube, y'all can search me on YouTube. It's just Feefa. That's FEEFA. Yes, it is like soccer, but it ain't spelled like it. It's FEEFA. Let's get it. Latinos family, we in here.
Yes, sir, man. Make sure you go follow him. Go run up all those new projects out now. And until next time, Feefa on the radar, baby. Boom.
Go.